I'm done doing what I've been doing. Everything gonna be different.
So you thinking me and you good now? Oh no, I'm outie.
I ain't shooting my way out of problems no more.
I disagree. I'm never gonna understand none of this. I'm damn sure never gonna understand you.
You're done. Out of business.
You don't decide, but I'm done.
I'm here to move weight. It's what I do. It's who I am.
Welcome back, Top Notch Gang. We're here with another banger. The season 3 trailer for Raising Kanan has just dropped, and this trailer was so fucking amazing. So we got to dive into all the clues and hints and everything that went on, because we got a lot of information from this trailer. So first off, of course, we got to talk about Rock and Kanan, because their relationship has been rocky the entire show, and it looks like it's about to go completely off a cliff in this season, as Kanan is looking like he's not fucking with Rock no more, and he's standing on business. He mean that shit, and it looks like he's gonna prepare to start his own hustle in business. So you know we gotta dive into that. We have Neek and Rock we gotta dive into, because everyone kind of speculated at the end of season 2 it looked like it might be something more. They might start a relationship, and this trailer definitely continued to hint towards that. And we also gotta dive into Neek's brother, because he does get out of jail this season, and we see him talking to Kanan, and we specifically hear how he basically not fucking with Neek right now. And we also heard Rock talk in season 1 to Neek, talk about how Neek is running the game the way his brother never would. So Neek and his brother are definitely gonna bump heads this season, and we gotta see how he feels about Neek being with the enemy, being in a relationship with Rock now after they used to be rivals basically. Also, I want to talk about the introduction of possibly Breeze and the possible death of Famous, because as we know, Famous' real name is Sean, as is revealed, and we do know in the original Power, Kanan did name his son Sean, so I won't go into theories about Famous. As we do know, he also caught a body last season, so he's definitely going to be turning up. The last thing, of course, is with the Italians. Marchetti looks like he goes and kidnaps Rock and Neek, and he puts them to a test, or he wants them to do something for him. She looks reluctant to do it, but it looks like she doesn't really have no other choice, and she's gonna have to go through with whatever it is, and we get a scene of her pulling the trigger. So once again, so much to dive into. I've been talking long enough. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Now we of course got to start off with the relationship between Kanan and Rock, because it's kind of the center of the whole entire show, Raising Kanan, and it looks more fractured than ever, and it looks like this is the season that they're definitely gonna part ways. Like I mentioned in the intro, looks like Kanan is standing on business. He feels like he's been lied to by Rock one too many times. He asks her to always tell him the truth. She puts him in danger a lot, even when she doesn't intend to, and it looks like he's deciding he wants to go and do his own thing. We see them fighting all throughout the trailer. We also get a scene of Jukebox telling Kanan give her one more chance. She looks like she really want to change, and now he's standing on business, and we get to see him finally start up his own organization. We see him with these corner guys, giving them product, everything like that. And I do want to say it looks like this might go south for him really fast with his relationship with his mom being like this, because we get a scene of the police taking down one of the guys that Kanan gave product to. He's gonna be in a lot of trouble off that alone. Hopefully this guy doesn't snitch, keep his name out of his mouth. But he also does have his dad now, who works for the police, who could watch his bag, let him know if anything's coming. So he might be covered on that front, but he's leaving himself open, and we see that continue to play out as we get another scene of him get taken and kidnapped, where he get thrown in a van. It looks like it's about to happen, and therefore we get a conversation with Rock after that, where she tells him, you're done, you're not doing any of this anymore, and he's telling her, you don't get to make that decision for me. So I think throughout the entire season, he's gonna stand on business. I think she's gonna do a lot to protect him even while he's doing his own thing, but it's gonna come to a point where she's trying to get him to completely stop, because he's still a rookie at this. Even though we finally get to see him start his own business and organization, he's gonna make a lot of mistakes along the way, and is gonna need her to constantly protect and help him, as well as his dad, like I mentioned before. But to get into the Rock side of things, it does look like she actually wants to change this season, but will she? I absolutely don't think so. And we actually get a line from her brother Lou this season where he tells her it's not about the thing she done, it's about who she is. She'll never change. That's just who she is as a person. And we see her tell Moretti, we're gonna talk about the Italians later, that she doesn't shoot her way out of problems anymore, and he tells her that's unlikely. Like she definitely still will. She can't really change who she is. And we see her pull the trigger like I mentioned in the trailer. So is Rock, do you guys think Rock will actually change the way Kanan wants her to, and do you think Kanan should give her another chance or opportunity? I want you guys to let me know how long you think their relationship will be fractured and broken throughout the entire season. And also Kanan, like I said, starting his own business. Do you guys think all this is gonna work out for both of them? It looks pretty bad, especially because Rock, we see another scene of her car getting shot up. She has a lot of enemies, ops, problems, so we see that in the background as well. Bro, we don't know if Rock will actually change for the better for Kanan, but we definitely could tell that Kanan, no matter what, is not giving her another opportunity to prove him otherwise. Now moving on to Neek and Rock getting into a relationship. Once again, we all kind of speculated it and saw this coming, but it looks like it's definitely gonna take place this season. We see him knocking on her door with that look. We all know that fucking look he giving her right here in this clip. So it looks like that's definitely gonna happen. And also the scene where the Italians bust in and kidnap them has to be this scene because Rock is wearing the exact same pink. So it looks like they're about to do the deed, shit about to get nasty. So definitely gonna get together this season, but where the problem comes in, of course, is with Neek's brother. We saw him talk to Kanan. That's a problem in its own right because Rock, of course, will not want Kanan fucking with Neek's brother. And we also seen that Neek's brother is not fucking with him. I believe Robert is his name. He's not fucking with him. He specifically asks this Kanan, are you working with Neek? And Kanan's like, I work for myself. And we kind of see in a trailer Neek's brother press Kanan a little, like tower over him, like little boy him type shit. So we got to see how their relationship tends to work out. And also his brother just got out of jail. Not saying he's necessarily a snitch or anything like that, but we don't know how this all played out and happened. But that's going to be a huge problem on both sides with Neek kind of dating Rock, and his brother probably don't like it and see him as dating the enemy. So we got to see how that all falls into place and what does actually happen to Neek in the scene where him and Rock gets kidnapped, because in the conversation with Marchetti, it's just Rock there. So their relationship is definitely going to build and grow this season. They're going to get together obviously, but all the important factors come into play will be based off his brother and his brother's relationship with Kanan, how that all plays out, how it affects Neek, how it affects Rock, and how it affects their relationship together. Moving on to Breeze and Famous. Now, the introduction of Breeze is something we all just patiently awaiting because we know he's coming. Breeze, of course, if you guys don't know, is Ghost's first kill that we always hear about in the original Power, and was one of Kanan's main teammates when he ran and started his own organization. So we know he's eventually coming down the pipeline. And why I think it could possibly be this season is because the fact that you see him dealing with these new corner boys, these random guys, and I mentioned earlier in the intro, one of these niggas get caught up. So I'm pretty sure Kanan is gonna start looking for more people he could trust other than just Famous, because he can't just have these randoms on the street running for him and put him in harm's way, especially with this guy getting caught. Once again, his dad might be able to get him out of this situation. He works for the police, but I think the introduction of Breeze makes the most sense if it was to come this season, but who knows, that might come way in season 4. Most people are really hyped for it because once Breeze comes, then that sets up the stage that possibly the young Tommy and Ghost could come. So people are in a rush to see Breeze as soon as possible, and I think there's a good chance he can finally be introduced this season once Kanan start working his own organization. Now on the Famous side of things, once again, Famous, we know his name is Sean now, and we know that Kanan, of course, named his son Sean. So we kind of could put 2 and 2 together that he named them after Famous. So Famous is gonna die eventually. That's kind of obvious considering he wasn't in the other Power, but it's possible it could likely happen this season. I said he's on his big bully shit. He caught a body at the end of season 2, and looks like him and Kanan are running the organization together in this season. The streets need a body shit he was rapping in season 1, he finally rapped that shit and mean it, cause he's standing on business now. So I do think it might be coming to an end for our boy Famous. We don't know. We have to wait and see. But I think it's a high possibility considering the fact that there's a lot more characters they're gonna have to eventually introduce, like Breeze, like I was saying. And I don't know if Famous will be around too much longer. I think him catching that body at the end of season 2 kind of push forward and set up his death to come this season and impact Kanan. And I think that could lead to Breeze even being introduced, as now without Famous, he kind of will have no one and will have no choice to find new friends and people he could trust. So Famous, I'm gonna just say watch your back this season. Anything could happen. I want to see him on his bully shit before he goes out. If he does, I am gonna make a full death prediction video when we get closer to the actual season dropping. But you guys let me know if you think Breeze will be introduced this season, and do you think Famous will die? Overall, that's it for this video. There was a few other things I wanted to talk about, but I didn't want the video to be too long, and we didn't get much information on a few characters. Now, we didn't get much on Marv or Jukebox. I think their relationship is going to continue to grow. We get a short scene of Marv. It looks like he's hurt or something like that. Now, Jukebox, we get a scene of her singing. So it looks like she might be a little happier than she has been the past 2 seasons, but trouble is definitely coming her way. It hasn't got to the point where she's into the game, how we seen her in the Power universe. I don't think that takes place until Marv dies. So if Marv was to die this season, I think that's when she'll turn gritty and get fully into the game, drop the whole singing shit. But currently looks like she's gonna continue to play that role she's been playing the past few seasons. But once again, we don't get much on them in this trailer. The same with Lou. We get that one conversation between him and Rock, and we really don't get anything else. I think he'll just continue to try to get out the game as he's been trying to do the past 2 seasons, push away from her, try to get from under her, everything like that, focus on the music industry, his studio, everything like that. I think that's just the path he continues to go on. As for the Italians, I think I have a lot to say about them, so I want to make a video on them and Rock in its own separate video when I get the chance, when they get closer to the release date. But if you guys have any questions, any of your own predictions, anything like that, leave it down below in the comments. But as usual, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.